for this one I'm going to use teal green beads and pink beads. They're both size, I usually use 10s or 11s, it doesn't matter. So to make this twisted barefoot sandal, goes around your ankle and then down to your toe, you're going to start, we're going to start up here and work our way around to create the anklet first. You just need to take your fishing line and I'm just going to take half of our clasp. Just thread your fishing line through. And just let it drop to the middle. Then you're going to take both ends of your fishing line, just like this. So you're going to want, on one side you're going to do 10 green, and on this side you're going to do 10 pink. So let them both fall down to your clasp. Okay, take one pink bead and thread it on, and then with your opposite end, this is going to be a center bead. All your center beads will be done this way, so just pick it up with one end of your fishing line and pass through in the opposite direction with your other hand. It'll create like an X. Okay, so grab those two short ends and just bring those ends together and just slide it down that bead. And what that'll do is that it will secure this in the bottom center of the fishing line. So now we're going to start the twist. So see how the pink is on the bottom? We now want it to curve up, and the green's on the top, so we want it to curve down. So on the top one, we're going to do 10 pink beads, and on the bottom we're going to do 10 green beads. Okay, so just bring them down. Okay, and see how they kind of crisscross and make an X? That's what you want. You don't want to have two pink bumps in a row, because then you're not going to get the crisscross effect. So now what you're going to do is you're going to grab your ends again. This time we're going to do a green center bead. So just thread it on there, and then take, like we did before, we're going to take the opposite end of the other side. And we're going to thread it back through. So thread it back through, just push it through, and it should make that little X. There you go. Okay, and just carefully grab them and pull them down. So now you just want to repeat that. So the green's on the bottom, so you want to do 10 green on the top. The pink's on the top, so we want to do 10 pink on the bottom. And because we did a green center here, we'll do a pink center. Okay? Just alternate that pattern until you get something that looks like this and is big enough to comfortably fit around your ankle. So once you've reached the length that you want, I'm just going to stop here for demonstration purposes. So this is my last loop. So what I'm going to do is, instead of adding a center bead, I'm going to take one end of my fishing line and thread it through the other end of my clasp. Okay? Doesn't matter which side you add it onto. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take both sides and I'm going to tie it off and secure it with a knot. Okay? So once you have your knot, just take one end of your fishing line and just thread it back through some of your beads to hide your tail. Just a few, doesn't have to be a lot. Okay, and then just cut off your excess fishing line. Okay, just do that to this side. So once you're done your anklet part, which will be this part, mine's shorter just for demonstration purposes, you're going to want to find the center of your anklet. If you don't have an exact center, that's okay. If you want, you can start in a center bead in one of the loops if you don't have an exact center, but really it's not going to affect it that much if you have, let's say that didn't exist and you only had 5. To start off on that, it's not going to make a big difference. So what you want to do is you want to find your center. So on here I have 6, so my center would be right there between the 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another arm's length or so of fishing line, and I'm going to take one end. Okay, so you're going to find your middle, and in my case this is my middle. So I'm going to go from the bottom up. So I'm going to go through 3 green beads. Okay. Okay, so we've gone through those 3 beads. And now we're going to skip the center pink bead that connects the twist. We're going to skip it, and we're going to go up the first 3 beads and come out the 3rd. So starting, just hold this here, from the bottom, and we're just going to pull it. Okay, so what we have is a U shape that's connected by 3 beads on either side. So those 3 are going to start your loop. So we were doing groups of 10, so you have 3 already, so you'll need 7 pink beads, 7 teal beads. Okay, so here I've added 7 of each color to finish making the loops. Okay, and because there's a pink center bead here, I'm going to choose to add a green center bead. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you can continue this pattern just like you did here, but all the way down your foot. Okay, so here's your anklet. Now this is where we are. That is this. So you're going to continue all the way down till you get to the base of where your toe is. Okay. So once you get down to the end, where you want to finish off and then start your toe ring, you're going to finish off with a center bead, and then what you're going to do is just the same as if you were going to make another twist. So the green's on the bottom, so you want the green on the top. For my toe piece, I usually find an average of 6.5 centimeters works great for most feet. So what I did was I took that 6.5 centimeters and did 3¼ centimeters of the green and in the pink. So it's kind of like a really big final loop. Okay? And then all I did is I took my fishing line and I just tied it off with a great big square knot. Just tie it off. Careful not to have it twist like it just did. Okay. Alright, and then just tie it off. Okay. And then once you have your knot tied, just like you did before, you're going to take your loose ends, and you're going to take them and thread them back through your work a few beads, half an inch, doesn't matter. Okay? Do that. Cut off your excess and just repeat that to the other side. So I'm just going to flip it. And then might be a little snug, that's okay. Just wiggle it. It'll go through. Pull it snug. Cut any excess off. And there you go. Mine's just small for sample purposes, but yours will look more like this. Now, another option would be to start here. Just start backwards. So have your fishing line and then just thread this and kind of work backwards and then go in a figure 8, and then when you get up to this center bead from here to here, you could, and then you could split it and just have a regular anklet and just have, see how it kind of splits off? You could do like this solid, but the solid blue on this side and then the dark blue on that side, and just have a basic regular anklet if you don't want all this busyness up around your ankle.